Hello there, this is Cookies, and I've got a new series for you. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. Um, this is going to be my first Disciples game, and my first multiplayer DE game. So, just all sorts of new things. My teammates are the False God playing Macone, and Arpathius playing TNN. Now, False God is he's attempting to stream this game, and we're hoping people do the honorable thing. And if you're in the game, don't watch until the game is over. Don't be that person. We want to see if we can, if that kind of content delivery can work. And we've only heard of one other person attempting it, and somebody cheated, so no one's really done it since. So the False God is trying it, and hopefully no one will cheat, and the people who watch it will get a really fun experience where they get to watch the turns live rather than months after the fact. So let's try and make for a good experience. I'm not going to be streaming my turns, but in the same vein, I'm going to be releasing these turns not too far after. So maybe just like 2 or 3 turns after the fact. Maybe just 1 turn. Just depends on my recording thing. I typically do recordings on Saturdays and Fridays or Saturdays. So there might be like gaps, and then I might do 4 or 5 turns and then a gap again is kind of what I'm getting at. So yeah, if you're in this game, also please don't watch this particular series. Just try and do the right thing, even though nobody's watching, so to speak. There's a reasonable chance we could probably figure it out, and then it would kind of sour this kind of content delivery for the community some more. And so let's just try and not do that. One game isn't worth that, in my opinion. All right, so let's dive into the game. So we're going to be playing DE Abysia, and Abysia is not a communion nation, unlike a couple of my previous games, which is something I was specifically requesting. Well, all right, I take that back. You've got Sabbath and Communion micro, but it's a cap-only mage, so it's not as bad. You don't have to recruit anywhere astral. You're predominantly a Fire Nation. You have some Earth access. You have recruitable Holy Threes also out of your capital, but they compete with, excuse me, with Warlock recruitment. You do get this Adept Crossbreeder bonus. Additionally, in DE, you get a couple of unique blood spells. Well, I haven't really looked at Vanilla Abysia, so if I claim something as DE and it's in Vanilla, don't worry about it. But we get Teachings of Malphus, which provides a +15 bonus, but Horror marks you. So there's some pros and cons to that, but it's fairly cheap. And then you have Infernal Breeding, which I believe takes on the benefit from crossbreeding. And with Infernal Breeding, you spend 25 and you get a random collection of a particular type. So there's several different types of crossbreeds, and it'll pick one and give you that. And Abysia has some really cool ones. So I'll be doing that rather than the more normal nature blood crossbreeding, where you typically get foul spawn and maybe 1 or 2 cool things. I'm going to mostly do the infernal breeding. Additionally, in DE, let's see just what unique spells you get. You also get Join the Smolder Cone. Which is like a twice born effect using fire gems. Pretty cool. You get Inner Furnace, which enhances heat auras, which is pretty cool. Worth doing in a larger battle. Rivers of Lava. This is something we definitely want to cast if we can. So we cast it, and then earthquakes and volcanoes erupt or happen in enemy provinces 10% of the time. So it will draw aggro. However, there's also a 5% chance per month in each friendly province that you get magma pits or a volcano. And what's cool about that is those are gem gen sites. And so as the, so you get a chance to accumulate all these extra gems. You get to hurt your enemies. But it, like, all this fire and earth income will feed into the strategy that we're planning later on. And I'll probably let the false god go over that if he does, or I'll talk about it later as it becomes more relevant. But we're looking forward to these magma pits and volcanoes. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and we also discovered that it'll happen for allies as well. So it's one of the arguments in favor of running Abysia. And it's also in the same research area as Tower of the Heavens, which is pretty cool. And Earthblood Deepwell, which we also want. And Eternal Pyre, which we also want, which is Enchantment 6. So Enchantment 7 is also pretty big for us. Additionally, in construction, we get Magma Forge, which gives us a resource boost on a province, which is pretty cool. Just cost some fire gems. And in construction 6, there is a staff that we can get. That's part of our strategy. But I'll go over that. That's not going to happen for a little bit. And I can go over that closer to that time. And then additionally in Evo, we get Blast of Flames. Pretty cool, large area heat shock damage thing. So there's Liquid Flames of Rocks. 24 plus armor piercing damage with a splash of molten armor piercing metal. So pretty cool AoE 1 attack, kind of like a Pillar of Fire at Evo 5. And there's Heat Wave, which does a bunch of fatigue damage. So I think we can combo Heat Wave with is it like Heat from Hell? And maybe we can do both to people and really amp up the fatigue plays. Then in Alteration, let's see, we got a Molten Prison, which is a Strength plus DRN versus 23 to get free. We have Legacy, which is all this stuff. What is it? It's like larger, more heat aura, more fire shield. Yeah, so I guess this is like a combo spell, where it's a few different spells combined into one. We can turn fire mages into flame spirits for 14 gems. I'm not sure if we'll want to cast that. Although I guess we can turn a fire 2 into a fire 3 doing that. I think I'd rather have dragons, so yeah, become dragon. Also have Hellscape, which we can remote onto people, and then we have Stoke the Smolder Cone, which adds to our blessing, and I think we figured out this also applies to allies. So +4 strength, +4 reinvigoration, really nice bless. Would do a lot for our TNN partner, especially. And then we have a lot of sacred mages. on all of our rosters, and so that would be good for mages as well. Good for thugs to have a little bit more strength. We get some fire and earth gems, which is great. Some temple checks. And burning ones become cheaper to recruit, which is also great. So that's a good spell. And then there's Conjuration. We can summon some spectral infantry using our heroes if we get those. There's a flock of ostriches, which is as bad as it sounds, and also as funny as it sounds. You can get 2 fire elementals for 2 fire gems. I think they're smaller, like size 2. There's Pride of Lions. Children of Rocks, you get 5 magma kids, 5+ magma kids for 5 fire gems. There's Children of Catharsis, which is you get a commander, and the commander can have astral and a chance at fire. So this is a way to get more astral mages on the map as Abysia, because your warlocks are cap only. So this is pretty cool. You get 3+ of these little sacred fire elementals, and you also get a commander. LA from below allows you to get magma kids in battle for just 40 fatigue, which is pretty cool. Summon Magma Spirit gets you I believe a fire earth commander for 20 fire gems. Also nice because it doesn't cost upkeep. Magmatic Summoning gives you a Magma Spirit commander, or fire and earth. Scorpion Man is not a commander. Okay, so it's just a unit for 8 earth gems, probably kind of overpriced. An Ember Lord is our big Balrog, basically, that got added in DE. Can only be cast at a volcano, which means we probably need the lava flows global to be able to get this guy even. Then there's a Scorpion Lord, who's a commander for 15 earth gems. A little bit better deal, but it's Conjuration 8. It's really late to be coming out with a commander that doesn't have magic. Although he might have fire and earth, I forget. And then an Underworld Dragon, which I think is a water earth dragon. I could be wrong. Probably not going to end up getting that far into Conjuration. So, but yeah, the main purpose of going to Construction 6 is to get lanterns, and then we're going to use our capital fire gem to pump out a bunch of lanterns to help the research for the whole team. And hopefully we can turn that research lead into some sort of battlefield advantage. So that's kind of the idea there. In terms of turn 1, not much to do there. I am not good, and because it's disciples, you don't get to have prophets. So this guy, normally you might consider sending him out as maybe a scout or an assassin. But we're going to be doing some assassin expansion, and the demon breads are much better at it. So we're going to start recruiting our first true expansion party. We're going to get a couple of demon breads. We need to see what we're running this group into. It's a very good expansion party, but we need to see what we're running it into so we can maximize its value. And then for the Slayer, I've noticed that they're not nearly as reliable as the demon breads for killing indie commanders. So this guy is actually going to be our commander that we use to take the province once the demon breads have killed the commanders. So, and it's because we can find more use for him later. So we don't want to waste him on scouting duty. He's too important and he's kind of expensive for it. So that's that. So turn 1 is we're doing nothing. We just put in the research order and hit end turn. So I will see you in turn 2. Have a good one.